students, welcome Neuron Chemistry class. We are studying today new chapter 5, Surface Chemistry. Surface chemistry, there are two words in the chapter. Surface means related to surface of any chemical or any substance, and chemistry means related the chemical reaction related to surface. Okay, for example, we use any grease type substance to prevent the rusting of iron. Okay, rusting of iron, as we have learned in the chapter electrochemistry. Okay, on the surface of any iron substance we use any oily substance. Okay, this oily substance is homogeneously distributed on the surface of iron to prevent its rusting. Or we whitewash our walls. Whitewash means this is calcium oxide. Due to this calcium oxide, walls are protected because calcium oxide absorbs the carbon dioxide from the environment and makes calcium carbonate, which is harder, and protects the wall from the moisture and other substances. Okay, thus we see there are some attraction forces or some chemical bonds between the substances on the surface of any surface. Okay, so this is all studied in the surface chemistry. Surface chemistry means the chemistry related to surface. Means in this branch of chemistry we study the surface action of chemicals. Okay, it is known as the surface chemistry. Surface actions means the reactions on the surface. Okay, there are some important terms related to surface chemistry. We have to know these terms. First of all, terminology, it is adsorption. Adsorption, what is adsorption? Adsorption means the phenomenon in which one matter is homogeneously distributed on the surface of any other solid or liquid is known as the adsorption. As I have told you that we whitewash the walls, then calcium oxide is make a uniform layer on the wall, and this reacts with carbon dioxide. Or on iron surfaces we make a uniform or homogeneously distributed oily substance to prevent it from rusting. So adsorption means when one substance is homogeneously distributed on other's surface. Okay, this is adsorption. Which substance? The substance which is adsorbed on the surface. The substance which is absorbed on the surface is known as the adsorbate. Okay, adsorbate. And the substance on which adsorption takes place, it is known as the adsorbent. Okay, means on the surface of adsorbent, adsorbate is adsorbed. This is all the adsorption. Okay, so see, adsorbate means the substance which gets adsorbed at any surface. Okay, for example, here oil is adsorbate and iron surface is adsorbent. Okay, here calcium oxide is adsorbent and carbon dioxide is adsorbate. Okay, adsorbent, the substance at which, okay, at which surface adsorption occurs is known as adsorbent. Clear? Now there are some free vacancies, or we can say some active sites on the surface of adsorbent. Just see, so see, this is a surface. Okay, here some nails are present. If we put some walls on the surface, there no wall will be maintained, but there on these nails balls are get attached. Okay, so means there are some active sites to attract the balls on its surface. So these are the attraction forces or the active sites which are compulsory to get absorbed. Okay, so their active sites means free vacancies or active sites means the vacancies at the surface of adsorbent which are responsible for adsorption are called the vacancies or active sites. It is very compulsory if there is no any free vacancies or active sites, absorption will not take place. Okay. Interface means the active surface of the adsorbent at which adsorption occurs or adsorption takes place is known as the interface. Means it is the iron surface. Okay, this is thick layer, this is completely iron, and on this surface we are using oil. Okay, so it is the interface where oil will get attached by the absorption while it is not a interface. Okay, interface means the surface of the adsorbent where adsorption will takes place. Clear? Next is desorption. Desorption means the opposite of absorption. In absorption, adsorbate gets adsorbed on the adsorbate, while in desorption it is opposite process, means adsorbate is removed from the surface of adsorbent. Okay, so desorption means it is the opposite phenomenon of the adsorption, that is removal of adsorbate from the surface of absorbent is called desorption. Clear? Okay. Next word is absorption. Absorption means the distribution of one matter homogeneously into the bulk of the another solid or liquid is called the adsorption. Suppose one sponge piece is taken and this sponge is dipped in water. Then water will be absorbed in the sponge homogeneously. Water is not only on the surface of the sponge but is distributed in the inner bulk of the sponge also. So it is the absorption. Okay, clear? The distribution of one substance homogeneously into the bulk of another solid or liquid. Occlusion, when this adsorption is taken by the absorbate which is gaseous in phase. Okay, means the absorption of gases at metal surface is called occlusion. Absorption means when absorption occurs following by the adsorption, means first of all adsorption takes place and then absorption takes place. For example, we have a chalk, blackboard chalk. When we dip this blackboard chalk in water, then it is only wet on the surface only surface, and when we put this chalk in water for few minutes, it's like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then water is absorbed in the bulk of the chalk. Means for instance, the water is adsorbed on the surface of the chalk, and for 5 minutes approximately the water is absorbed in the chalk, and when both processes takes place, then it is known as the absorption. Okay, in absorption first of all adsorption take place and then absorption also take place. Okay, now we will see the differences between the absorption and adsorption. What is the differences? First of all, adsorption is the surface phenomenon. Okay, means the adsorbate get adsorbed on the surface of the adsorbent, while absorption is the bulk phenomenon. Means one substance is enters in the bulk of the adsorbate or the other substance. Here adsorbate is heterogeneously distributed, means see in the figure, this is the adsorbate bent and this is the adsorbate, and adsorbate is present on the surface but not in the bulk, while in absorption the absorbate is present homogeneously in the bulk of the absorbent. It is adsorbent and it is absorbate. Here it is adsorbate and it is adsorbent. Okay, It occurs at constant rate, while it occurs fastly in starting and gradually its speed decreases. Okay, examples. See, NH3 is absorbed by the charcoal, moisture is absorbed by silica gel. Okay, here NH3 means ammonia and moisture are the adsorbate, and charcoal and silica gel are the adsorbent. Here NH3 is absorbed by the water to form NH4OH. Okay, here NH3 is absorbent and water is absorbate. Moisture is absorbed by anhydrous CaCl2. Here moisture is adsorbate and CaCl2 is adsorbent. Difference is clear. Most important difference is explained by these figures. Here we can say that adsorption is a surface phenomenon while it is a work phenomenon. Here adsorbate is heterogeneously distributed. It is more in the on the surface and minimum in the bulk, while here at surface and in bulk it is homogeneously distributed. Clear? Now we will discuss the thermodynamic feasibility of adsorption. To explain the thermodynamic feasibility, we have to remember the Gibbs equation, that is delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. Okay, where delta G means the change in Gibbs free energy, and for spontaneous process it should be negative in nature. Delta H is the change in enthalpy, T is temperature, and delta S is a change in entropy. Okay, please understand, when adsorption takes place means the adsorbate is arranged on the surface of the adsorbent, means entropy is decreased, arrangement is increasing, or we can say disturbance of the molecule is decreasing. A disturbance decreasing means delta S also decreasing, means here it is negative in nature. Okay, when adsorption taking place, there are some type of attraction forces between the adsorbate and adsorbent. Okay, where attraction forces are working, or where only always delta H is negative. Surface phenomenons are exothermic processes, or we can say adsorption is a exothermic process, because here attraction forces are working. Okay, so it is negative in nature. For delta G negative, we have to take that delta H should be more than delta T delta S. It is negative. When it is negative, then minus becomes plus. So for this minus value, we have to this value is more than this, and these depend upon the situation. So if T is low, then the all T delta S term will be low. So when T delta S low, then delta H is more, means the delta G will be negative. To decrease the value of T delta S, we have to T the low, means when temperature is low, then T delta S is less than the delta H, and delta G will be negative, and the absorption will be visible. So for thermodynamic feasibility or spontaneous, adsorption is an exothermic process, so the value of delta is negative. The gaseous absorbed on the interface decreases their entropy, that is delta is also negative. So according to Gibbs equation, delta H is equal to delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. At normal temperature or low temperature, delta H is more negative than T delta S. So the value of delta G will be more negative, and adsorption process will be spontaneous at low temperature. Okay, means at low temperature adsorption process is fast and spontaneous also. Okay, now we will discuss the types of the adsorption. Types of the adsorption on the basis of the attraction forces between adsorbate and adsorbent. Okay, the attraction forces between adsorbate and adsorbent, the adsorption is of two types: physical adsorption, or we can say physiosorption, and chemical adsorption, or we can say chemisorption. Okay, there is only the difference of attraction forces. Here only van der Waals attraction forces are present, and here chemical bonding takes place. Physical adsorption: the particle or molecules of the adsorbate are held to the surface of adsorbent by some physical forces like van der Waals forces. Then such type of adsorption is termed as the physical adsorption. Okay, means the attraction forces between adsorbate and adsorbent are only van der Waals type, while in chemical adsorption their chemical bonding takes place, means when the forces of attraction existing between the adsorbate and adsorbent are strong bonds, then the adsorption is called as the chemical adsorption or chemisorption. It is also known as the physiosorption, while it is also known as the chemisorption. Now we will see the differences between the physiosorption and the chemisorption. Yes, differences between chemical and physical adsorption or chemisorption and physiosorption. First of all, there the difference of the attraction forces, means in chemical adsorption there are chemical bonds are present between adsorbate and adsorbent, while here there is only van der Waals attraction forces are present between the adsorbate and adsorbent. First difference. Okay, these are very specific in nature, while these are generalized in nature. What is its meaning? Meaning is, when I told you when whitewashed whitewash means calcium oxide reacts with CO2 only to make calcium carbonate. It not reacts with Cl2 or any atmospheric factors, only reacts with CO2, means it is specific in nature. While it is generalized, means on iron surface we can use oil, we can use ghee, or we can use any varnish or paint to prevent its rusting. Okay, so physical adsorption is generalized in nature, while chemisorption is specific in nature. Only in between specific adsorbate and absorbent chemical bonding takes place. Okay, here activation energy is required because it is a chemical process, chemical reaction is taking place here, so activation is compulsory, while there is no any requirement of activation energy because there is no any chemical reaction. Okay, it is a single layered phenomenon. What is its meaning? Just like I have told you that this is the surface, here nails are present on the surface. When one balls get attached on the surface, there is no any place to get attached one more layer on this above this layer, so it is only uniform layer. Okay, these nails are example of a chemical bond or chemical bonding takes place, so it is unilayered. Okay, for physiosorption we can explain that suppose it is a magnet and it is put in the iron powder. Okay, when it is put between the iron powder, then iron powder is absorbed on this surface. Okay, one layer is completely thick, and after one layer there are many layers upon the first layer. So physiosorption is a multi-layered phenomenon, while chemisorption or chemical adsorption is only single layered phenomenon. Okay, it is single layered phenomenon and it is multi-layered phenomenon. Here strong attraction forces are present, so the enthalpy change is more in chemisorption, Okay, so here enthalpy changes about 80 to 240 kilojoule per mole, while in physiosorption it is only 20 to 40 kilojoule per mole. It is kilojoule. Okay, next, on increasing the pressure, extent of adsorption means x by m firstly increased, and after maximum level it becomes constant. Okay, what is meaning? Its meaning is that when we plot a graph between adsorbed matter and pressure, there is a graph like this. First of all, it is increased. Okay, to make more chemical bonds. When one layer is formed, then there is no any effect of increasing pressure on the extent of adsorption, while in physiosorption it is always like this. As pressure increases, x by m also increases. Okay, so x by m means it is the extent of adsorption is directly proportional to P, while in chemical adsorption it increases as it increase if pressure is increasing, extent of adsorption is firstly increases, and after maximum level it becomes constant. Okay, for on increasing temperature, देखिए when temperature is increased then in physiosorption case the van der Waal attraction forces between the absorbate and absorbent are break. So when attraction forces are destroyed, then the absorption is decreased, means on increasing temperature the physical adsorption get decreased, while in chemical adsorption as temperature increase, then EA is get EA is obtained by the active molecules, and as active molecules are increases, then chemical absorption is also increases like chemical reaction. So on increasing temperature chemical adsorption is also increases, while increasing temperature physical adsorption get decreased. Okay, so on increasing the temperature firstly x by m increases, after maximum level it decreases because one layer is formed, while in physiosorption x by m is inversely proportional to T, means as T increases extent of physical adsorption is decreases. Here chemical bonding is taking place, so a compound that is known as surface compound is formed, while in physiosorption there is no any surface compound is formed. Okay, thus in this video I have explained you what is the adsorption and what is absorption, and what are the differences between adsorption and chemical adsorption and physical adsorption also. Thank you.